Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jake here and welcome back to another Pokemon Go video. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be going over my second Rainbow Cup tournament of the month. And this Rainbow Cup tournament will be special, guys, because it is my first of the new Go Stadium Discord lobby for the Rising Star tier, which if you guys haven't heard, or if you haven't been in the Go Stadium for very long yet, each season you have a chance to go up in the rankings in terms of like a new lobby. So for the casual players, there is a casual lobby, and then for competitive players, you have, within the first season, you have two lobbies you can advance to, and that is Rising Star and Ranger tier. Rising Star is the first one up, and then Ranger tier is slightly above Rising Star tier. So yeah, there's a few ways you can find your way into those two tiers, but I don't want to get too much into it. I was just stating that this is a tournament from home. It is a remote tournament, so I had to be ultra friends with every one of my opponents in this video today. So that's just a little clarification. I mean, yeah, this is against a lobby of 18 very competitive trainers from the Go Stadium Discord in the Rising Star tier, which only competitive players are allowed to be in. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video, guys. Alrighty, guys, so right before we get into these battles for my Rainbow Cup on the Go Stadium, also huge shout out to Go Stadium and everyone who runs it. You guys are fantastic. I'll leave a link to their Discord if you guys would like to join. You can meet plenty of people around the world. You can gain friendship. There's channels for friend codes, so you can add people. You can join a tournament as a either casual or competitive player. There's tons of resources there as well. Like there's an IV checker to see what Pokemon are the best for PvP, IVs, and all sorts of stuff. So I'll leave a link to that in the pinned comment and in the description. And again, huge shout out to the Go Stadium guys for having a place for all of us Pokemon Go PvPers. So yeah, let's get into this. In round one here, we are going to be facing our opponent Farado, who was actually after round one, he had to leave the tournament because of I guess he didn't have data, so he wouldn't have been able to complete the battles in time. But yeah, we are going to go over our team real quick. We have Fortress with Bug Bite, Rock Tomb, and Earthquake. Venusaur with Frenzy Plant, Sludge Bomb, and Vine Whip. We have Mantine with Wing Attack, Aerial Ace, and Water Pulse. Quagsire with Mud Shot, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. Ninetales with Fire Spin, Size Shock, and Flamethrower. And then Raichu with Thunder Shock, Legacy, Wild Charge, and Thunder Punch. So yeah, that's our team. And you guys can see on the left and the right the positive matchups. On the left, you obviously see the left three on my team and what positive matchups they have. Every arrow is a positive matchup in 2 out of 3 of the even shielding scenarios. And same thing goes on the right, just the other 3 right Pokemon. So you guys can take a look at that while we battle. But without further ado, we are going to be opening here with Quagsire, because we notice Quagsire can defeat 4 out of 6 of his Pokemon very solidly. Then we have Fortress in the middle to support for Quagsire's weakness to grass. Fortress is the wall to the grass types. And then we have Venusaur to cover for pretty much a mirror match or a Lantern or, you know, a Azumarill, Quag, whatever. This is a little risky because we are 2 times weak to fire here. But anyways, enough blabbering, guys. Sorry it took so long for me to get into this, but I just wanted to explain what this is and in the Discord. But anyways, we have a terrible opening matchup in round 1 here, battle 1 against Venusaur. So we're going to swap out of there instantly and bring Fortress. So he's going to bring Charizard, and that Charizard has Fire Spin. As you can see, there is flame coming out of its tail. So we're going to force a show with Rock Tomb. So that's partially why I like Fortress, is even if Charizard comes in, you could still get 1 shield burn. But now we have Quagsire to come back in here. We do not shield this, so very good prediction on our part to not take that shield bait. But we are going to shield this because we expected a blast burn, but he goes yet again for another shield bait. He gets a third charge move off, and this is another Dragon Claw. So we're gonna go for the Stone Edge and either force a shield or destroy that Charizard, and that Charizard goes down. If you guys don't know, Stone Edge is 2 times super effective to Charizard, and right here we're gonna make a good swap into Venusaur, but I don't know if that was just reaction time or what, but he used Sludge Bomb instead of Frenzy Plant against me. So maybe he was really expecting a swap into Venusaur there, but anyways, yeah, he somehow predicted us perfectly. We are going to be able to get one more Frenzy Plant off, but this isn't looking like it's winnable because we have Quag on the back and he still has a bunch of banked energy. And yeah, we don't have enough HP to even get off a charge move. So GG's Ferrado in game number 1 of round 1. And let's get into game number 2. Alright guys, so jumping into game number 2, we are actually going to be really ballsy and run the exact same team in the exact same order. Because we expect him to make some sort of changes. So let's get into this game. Alright, so as you guys saw, we're going to be opening Quagsire, and he opens a Azumarill. So this matchup, we win if we shield the first Ice Beam. And as long as we get that first Earthquake unshielded, we can win. So we are going to shield here. As long as we can get this first Earthquake off, we can finish Azumarill with 2 Stone Edges after that and live with the sliver of HP. So he doesn't block the first Earthquake. That is fantastic for us. Now we're going to go for the Stone Edge. And either force a shield or do damage, and we get the shield. So that's great. This is the exact mirror matchup we want to happen. And he goes for the play rough, so that's even better because he just expended extra energy where he could have just went Ice Beam. So he is going to block that Stone Edge. So this is actually where we lose because we decided to not block that play rough. So we didn't expect him to shield that Stone Edge, but he ended up shielding it. So we go down, but that's okay. We bring out Fortress, and we're going to expect a Charizard here, which is why we brought out Fortress. We have the Rock Tomb, and look at that, guys. He brings in Charizard, and boom, down goes that Charizard, guys. This is why I love Fortress, and look what's in the back for us. A freaking Venusaur, guys. So we're going to shield this, or not. No, never mind. We're not going to shield it because we're going to win this match anyways. We want to, just in case, we want to save that shield. Yeah, he takes down our Fortress finally, which put in a ton of work this match. And yeah, it's gonna end off with this Frenzy Plant. We're gonna shield obviously, and we're gonna finish it here with a Frenzy Plant. So we tie up the game 1-1. This is a great start to round number 1. A lot of these games in this tournament, in this Ghost Stadium Discord tournament, actually went the full 3 rounds. So you guys are in for a treat in this video. I assure you that these are a bunch of great players. But anyways, let's get into game number 3 of round 1. Alright guys, so in this game, we're going to go to the exact same lineup again, but we're going to swap the flow, as Battle Hero says. And this time we're going to lead with our Fortress. Just because we know he's probably not going to lead Charizard, because I've battled so many people for Rainbow Cup, and I just know maybe like 1 in every 20 people you play against will lead a Fire type. So we want to put our riskier Pokemon up front because we know that his counter will be in the back. So this is like the best case scenario for us. And yeah, let's get right into this. So yeah, we're going to be leading Fortress, and he brings out the Quag. So this is not a positive matchup for us, as you guys can see on the graphics here. But it is what it is. So we are deciding to forego shields here, and he hits us with a huge Earthquake. So we're gonna fire back with an Earthquake of our own, trying to burn a shield, and we get the shield. So we could have went for the shield bait there, and we didn't want to risk him not shielding. Yeah, he's gonna take us down with the Stone Edge. This is prime for Venusaur to farm. So we're going to actually be able to farm without him getting off a single charge move. So that's good. We are now up a shield, and we have the energy. So we're gonna go for the Frenzy Plant shield bait, and we get the shield. So that's just perfect. We're gonna go for the Sludge Bomb this time in case he expects another shield bait, and he doesn't shield. So fantastic. We are now up 2 shields with Quag, guys, and he brings in Venusaur. So this is dangerous, but we have the Earthquake, and look at that, guys. It nearly faints it. I think we decided, yeah, we decided to shield here because we're going balls to the walls. We're gonna try to feint this thing with with mud shots, and we fainted, guys. Oh, Charizard is a freaking monster with 2 shields, guys. You just witnessed something you don't see often. You don't see a Quagsire mop up a Venusaur with mud shots. So yeah, that was prime time for Quagsire there, and that's a wrap to game number 3 of round 1. We take round 1 2-1. Now let's get into round number 2 with another very fierce opponent. Alrighty, guys, here we are in round number 2. We are up against our opponent named CallMeJake, and you guys can see his team there on the bottom of each of the left and right panels. So he's running Executor, Azumarill, Quagsire, Fortress, Ninetales, and Venusaur. So we're going to be leading Fortress because we see Fortress, although it doesn't have very many positives, we are thinking he's going to be running that Executor and Venusaur. And then we also have Venusaur in the middle to support against Azumarill and Quagsire. And then we have Mantine in the back, which is going to be our wild card pick because it has a crap load of positive matchups. You can see there. It does real well against Executor, Venusaur, Ninetales, and Fortress. So Mantine here is definitely our support player for both Venusaur and Fortress because it's able to destroy Ninetales. So let's jump right into this first game of round number 2 against CallMeJake. So we're opening Fortress and he opens Venusaur. So we predicted it, guys. Predicted. And then he swaps into that Quag, so we have the perfect counter to it right here with Venusaur. We are going to block this, I believe, because yeah, we don't want Earthquake. We don't want anything to do with that Earthquake, guys, and we're just gonna farm this Quag for so much energy. We're the grass, but we're farming the ground right now or the water. Yeah, he's gonna bring in that Ninetales, so we're gonna go immediately for the Sludge Bomb. In hindsight, we probably should have just went for Frenzy Plant because most people block it regardless. But we have 2 Sludge Bombs banked, so we're just gonna go for those, and he decides to not forego that second shield, and we get to another Frenzy Plant, guys. So you guys can just see what Venusaur does when it can fully charge farm off of a Quagsire. So he's gonna switch into that Venusaur, and right here I was like, okay, I'm fine with that. So we are going to not block that Frenzy Plant. Now we are going to make sure we have energy for that Ninetales in the back, and we're going to switch into our Fortress. He's going to use Sludge Bomb, which is actually the worst move to use because it isn't as powerful as Frenzy Plant, but that's okay. We're just completely farming energy from this Venusaur right now, and we have an Earthquake ready to go on that Ninetales. So this game is all but over now. And yeah, we take game 1 pretty convincingly. That opening lead definitely put us on the right track to win that game. So let's jump into game number 2 against CallMeJake. Alright, guys, so in game number 2 we're gonna go the exact same team. We're just flip-flopping our Venusaur and Mantine placements, and what does he open? He opens Quag. So this is a losing matchup for us, even in 2 shield scenarios, but we are never going to block on Fortress, guys. Fortress is mainly there to be a tank and to force a shield from the opponent. So we're gonna hit him with the Earthquake here. Does he block? He does. So Fortress in most scenarios can't get off even an Earthquake and a Rock Tomb, but right there we actually shield our Fortress, and we let our Venusaur take that Stone Edge because we have a weird hunch he has a Venusaur in the back, because look at this, he brings in his Ninetales. So we're going to force his last shield there, which is great. We have Mantine, but the problem is, what if he has a Venusaur in the back? Now we still have the shield advantage, but he switches out and it's into Azumarill. So that was a bad call on us in the beginning, guys. We shouldn't have shielded that Stone Edge. It ended up not working out in our favor, but I mean, we still have a chance to win this because, as you guys know, we just had that shield and we blocked that Ice Beam. And this Aerial Ace is slowly but surely chipping away that Azumarill. And right there, guys, we wanted to switch into Fortress to tank whatever was coming at us, but we were unable to. So that was probably the game changer for us. But now we switch into Fortress to tank. that Ice Beam. And now we're just going to farm the rest of this Azumarill, which we do get. And now we're going to go for the Water Pulse. Now we really thought this would have been a KO, but it wasn't even close. And he gets it with Psy Shock, and that's GG. Oh man. I don't even think if we switch into Fortress earlier that would have made a difference, but yeah, we lose game 1 in round number 2. So yeah, let's move into game number 3. Alright guys, so in this game we're gonna make a slight adjustment. We're gonna take out Venusaur and put in Quagsire. Now the reason behind this is because Quagsire is just better against his Ninetales, and he's ran Ninetales in pretty much every single game thus far. So yeah, we're gonna stay with the Fortress lead and see how this plays out. We're just praying he leads Venusaur again, or at least Executor, and he's gonna lead Quag again. So just bad lead scenarios for us, but it's okay. Losers learn, am I right? But yeah, we're going to forego. Actually, no, we're gonna block this now, and it's actually a Stone Edge, so not the best block by us. But we're gonna go for the Shield Bait here with Rock Tomb, and he decides to not shield. So I don't know what gave him the idea there to not shield that, but it worked out in his favor because, yeah, that put him in a scenario where he is now up a shield, and somehow he predicted our Rock Tomb there, which I just don't understand. But it looks like here he has a plan because he just let his Quagsire go down. He didn't shield it at all, but now he brings in his Ninetales. So we're gonna bring in our Quag, and he brings in a Azumarill. So right there, we were actually about to switch because we thought Venusaur was coming in, but it's actually this Azumarill. So we're gonna fire off the Earthquake, and he decides to not shield. So we are going to tank that Play Rough because we need to conserve the shield for his Ninetales in the back. At least we think we do in the moment here. That is not the case because you guys will witness what happens right now. A lot of you guys would probably think Mantine has this because he has Ninetales in the back and he only has one shield, but we actually let this Ice Beam go through here, which in hindsight was probably the bad play. We should have shielded that. And the really bad part is we just used all of our energy there, so it actually came down to a speed tie. And his Ninetale has a lot of saved energy in the back, and we do force a shield, but he has so much saved energy now. We block that for Psy Shock, and immediately after he gets another one off, and this is going to end our run in round number 2, guys. So yeah, we go down to Smizmiach 1-2, so he takes it. Yeah, GG's well played to every trainer we faced so far, respectively Ferrado and Smizmiach in rounds 1 and 2. But anyways, we've been doing pretty good thus far. Let's get into round number 3. Alrighty guys, here we are jumping into round number 3. We are up against an opponent named Alexis Jekyll, and I don't know what this name is from, but it sounds like it's from a video game or something. But anyways, yeah, this is round number 3 of the Go Stadium Remote Rainbow Cup tournament in the Rising Star tier. Just for clarification again, and you guys will see his team up on the screen, but I'll read it off. It's Ivysaur, Lantern, Lapras, Azumarill, Ninetales, and Fortress. And immediately we notice his team is very weak to Raichu. So as you can see there, it has so many positive matchups. Just to name a few, we got Fortress, we got Azumarill, and we got Lapras. Those are really strong matchups, and it's even very close against Ninetales and Lantern. But the only thing it really loses to is Ivysaur. But yeah, we're gonna have that as the lead, as our safe lead. We have Venusaur in the middle to mop the floor basically with anything that kills Raichu. Like Lantern will kill Raichu, but again, it's very close. But Ninetales is an issue, so we're gonna be running Ninetales in the back for the mirror, and obviously we want to kill that Ivysaur and that Fortress. So let's get right into this. We have pretty much all bases covered. We have all of his water types covered with Raichu and Venusaur, and then we have Ninetales to cover that Ivysaur and that Fortress. So look at that, he leads Lapras. We were expecting a Lapras lead, which was great. Now we kind of make a big mistake here. We go for the Thunder Punch immediately, and he blocks, so that's good. So we're going to mirror shields because we know we can win this in a 2-shield scenario. But here is where we make our mistake, guys. We think he's not going to shield this next one because maybe he wants to give up his Lapras, but he decides to shield. So that's pretty bad, and we thought he would get to another Surf. So we decide to go for the Thunder Punch here, guys, and it's not going to faint the Lapras. So just awful, like, just not very good, not very smart plays there by us. I thought Thunder Punch would KO there, but I guess it didn't. So we have to bring in that Venusaur, and he brings in Fortress. Now this is really bad because we have to switch into our Ninetales, and he has Lantern in the back, guys. Oh god, that hurts me inside. This is where Solar Beam would come into play big time. But we are actually able to bring it down very, very low, which is good. We're just not going to be able to finish this. We have to farm this Lantern to make the best of this scenario we have here in the back, and it's against Fortress. And all we can do now is spam Frenzy Plants. This is going to be actually very close, as you guys could probably predict, because we are slowly chipping it down with those Frenzy Plants. Here he gets off an Earthquake, and yeah, that's going to be GG's in game number 1 against Alexis Jekyll. So very well played, my dude or dudette, I guess. Let's get into game number 2 of round 3. So in this game, guys, we're going to be running the same lineup, except we're going to be subbing out Ninetales for that Quag, because we noticed that he ran Ninetales, right? I think he did that first game. No, he ran Fortress. So we wanted that extra Fortress coverage with Quagsire, and as you can see, Quagsire has a lot of positive matchups, like Lantern against Azumarill, against Ninetales, and against Fortress. That's perfect. And he opens Fortress, so Raichu does actually have a positive matchup there. So he's going to switch out into that Shiny Flex Ivysaur, and immediately we notice it's Razor Leaf because of the damage it's doing. And it gets off that Sludge Bomb. Or no, sorry, it's not Razor Leaf. I was thinking of another player who I faced against with an Ivysaur. But we get that first Shield Bait with the Frenzy Plant, and we're going to block this because we were predicting a Sludge Bomb. And now we're going to go for our own Sludge Bomb. Let's see if he decides to block. He does not, so that's good. We want to get this Ivysaur out of here. It's causing way too many problems. So we're going to let our Venusaur faint, and we have the idea of farming this thing a little bit with our Raichu. We get one little fast move off, and he decides to actually commit on that Ivysaur, and that was a bad play by him because we had an extra Thunder Punch ready to go, and he brings in that Fortress. So we're going to swap into our Raichu. I mean, not Raichu, Quagsire, because we know we just got rid of his grass. So that was our only threat to Quagsire, really. And yeah, we're just going to go ham on this Fortress now. We get off the Earthquake, and now it's in distance to farm. So that's perfect. And what is his last Pokemon? It's Ninetales, guys. And this is a wrap. This game is a wrap. That Earthquake's going to one-shot Ninetales, and we take game number 2 in a convincing fashion. So yeah, a lot of games so far where we go down early, but we make a comeback. So let's get into game number 3 to see who takes this round. Alright guys, so we're gonna actually go into game number 3 of round 3 with the same exact lineup. And let's see if this works out for us. At this point, we are literally just praying that he doesn't lead Ninetales. Because if he leads Ninetales, we are in for some trouble, guys. But so far, I've noticed things you can take away from this video so far are you are able to win games even in a losing matchup. So like against Lapras, this is actually a losing matchup because he can spam those Surfs, and you can see they're chunking down. And because it takes Fortress so long to get to that Rock Tomb, it won't do enough damage. And he's going to shield there. So we decide to just let Surf hit us again. We think we can get to another Rock Tomb, but we're going to actually swap out into a Raichu. And he's going to stay in, and we're going to shield that Surf because we don't want to take that damage. And I guess he is deciding to give us the switch priority here. Or will not give us it, but he's not switching. So we think something is in the back that's weak to Raichu. Yeah, he is now out of shields, and we are able to finish off this Lapras with a Thunder Punch. And now he brings in Lantern. So this is overall a very good scenario because we can bring in Quag, guys, and we can just farm this Lantern. So we are going to, well, he's going to switch into Ivysaur. So well played by him, but we are going to finish it, or nearly finish it, with Earthquake. And this is a great scenario because we just made him burn his energy from that Ivysaur to feint our Fortress, and we bring in Quagsire once again. So very good effort by him, but it simply just isn't enough here because we still have a shield. I definitely saw what he was going for. He wanted to burn the shield off me so that T-Bolt would finish us, but we swapped to the Fortress and we finished the game just in time for that. So yeah, we go down in the first series against this guy or girl. I'm not too sure, but we go down first game and we bring it back. Finish it 2-1 in round number 3. So GG's Alexis Jekyll, and very well played. Let's get into round number 4. Alrighty guys, here we are in round number 4 versus an opponent you guys have seen from very older videos, EEEE53. Now, he was actually in my lobby last season in the Go Stadium Discord, and I believe the seasons in Go Stadium last 4 or 5 months long. It started in Twilight, and it went until, well, the first lobby, the first season went from Twilight Cup to Kingdom Cup, I think was the last tournament we played in. Yeah, Kingdom. So that's like, what, 4 or 5 months? But yeah, he actually he got into the same lobby as me. So we are facing it off against each other again in our first ever Rising Star tier Go Stadium tournament for Rainbow Cup. So you guys can see his team. I've been practicing against him a lot with his team, and he loves to run that Acid Spray cheese. So I know his Quag has Acid Spray, his Tentacruel has Acid Spray, and his Victory Bell has Acid Spray. So this is a pure Acid Spray team that is meant to just run through your lineup with just quick moves. Because that Victory Bell has Razor Leaf. I know that for a fact. I ran it against him so many times. But yeah, so we know exactly how to play this out. We have Venusaur in the front because it seems like a pretty safe lead. I know he likes to lead Tentacruel, and I know he likes to lead Quagsire. We're just kind of afraid of Executor, Ninetales, and Mantine for the most part. Then we have Quag in the middle because it can easily take care of Tentacruel, Mantine, Ninetales, everything that pretty much beats Venusaur, Quagsire can cover. And then we have our boy Fortress in the back, which has been playing a huge role for us so far. He can annihilate so many Pokemon on this team, guys. He can beat Executor, he can beat Tentacruel, and he can beat Victory Bell. So yeah, that's our safe. This is our very safe team. Quagsire was a little bit unsafe just in case he ran Victory Bell, but look at that. He opens Quagsire. So immediately, that's an immediate switch out, and he switches into Mantine. And this is actually a Bubble Mantine, so if it has Ice Beam, we could potentially lose the 2-shield scenario. But he uses Aerial Ace, so we think, okay, it's probably Water Pulse then. So we're going to fire off Stone Edge, and that's a 1 shield burn. So great on us. We are going to block this. And he actually is running an Ice Beam one. So that's bad. That's really bad for us, guys. So we might force a second shield here, but he does not shield. So smart on him. We do decide to actually invest both of our shields on our Quag. So we are going to farm a little bit. Finish off this Mantine with a Stone Edge. He lets it go down. Very smart choice by him. He brings in Executor. So this is where we know we have this match because you guys saw he has Quagsire in the back. So this is going to force a shield from him. Or not a shield, a switch, and it does. So we get immediately, or on top of that, we switch immediately into Venusaur. He's going to have to block this Frenzy Plant. And yeah, this game is pretty much a wrap. His Executor, sure, can farm up my Venusaur. But Sludge Bomb will be super effective, and we do get to the Sludge Bomb, guys. This is going to pretty much one-shot Executor, as Executor is pretty squishy. Especially in Great League. So yeah, we take that pretty convincingly. We predict his lead to a T, guys. We had a weird feeling. We went with our gut that he would lead Quag, and it worked out. So GG's EEE53 in game 1 of round 4. Let's get into game number 2. So guys, in this game, we are going to switch up our lead into Fortress. And again, guys, I tend to like to run these lineups that are weak to Ninetales and just have a hard counter to it in the middle, because we know lots of people won't run Ninetales because it's the only really fire type option in this cup, as well as Charizard. So people know that they need Ninetales for Venusaur, because Venusaur is very OP, as well as Fortress. So they in their minds they like to put it in the middle. So that's why we like to run this odd lineup of Fortress, Venusaur, and Quag. But I mean, it's worked so far in this tournament against very competitive players, so you know, why not just keep running it, practice with it. We know the scenarios in which we lose and win in. So let's see what he leads with, guys. And it is Ninetales. So predicted. He predicted us. We didn't predict him. So at this point, we're just like, okay, we can't switch. I definitely don't want to get locked against the Venusaur here. But we actually decide to switch. Last moment notice, and we are going to block this, guys, and it's a Solar Beam. That was ballsy, guys. He went for a Solar Beam and he swaps into his Executor. You guys probably didn't see me press the shield there, but it was like a very last second choice. Like, I probably clicked that shield within the last 0.1 of a second, 1/10 of a second remaining on that. I was like, is this Solar Beam? Is it not? And it was. We predicted that perfectly. Now, obviously, that Executor will get the best of us, but all shields are now down, and we know that his Ninetales just used all of its energy. So we switch into our Fortress, and he decides to bring in Quag. So we're gonna go into our Venusaur, and that may have caught him off guard a little bit. So that's good. But now we are going to go for a huge energy farm. We're going to finish this Ninetales with a Sludge Bomb. And we're pressing Frenzy Plant, guys. You could see we're pressing Frenzy Plant, and he gets off a Stone Edge. That's going to knock out our Venusaur, and we are not going to be able to get to a charge move on our Fortress, and he takes that game. So just crazy scenes there. You saw I had a Frenzy Plant ready to go, but that CMP came into play and pretty much saved him game number 2, because that Quagsire would have been dead. If we had one extra Frenzy Plant worth of energy, we would have gotten that Frenzy Plant off 1 turn earlier. So GG's to EEE53. Let's get into game number 3. So guys, in game number 3, we are going to lead Fortress again, because we have a gut feeling that he is going to swap out that Ninetales. I'm trying to play mind games here. I'm trying to make him think we're not going to lead Fortress again because he caught us. So we're going to actually lead Fortress again, and he's going to switch up his leads to something else. So we're playing the ultimate mind games here. And he decides to lead Mantine. So yeah, he got us again in this opening matchup. And if this tournament video, guys, if this doesn't show you that you can in fact come back from a bad lead scenario, then I don't know what video will, because I've had so many bad leads in this tournament video. It's unreal. But yeah, we're both going to forego shields and just opt to let that damage go through, which is fine. We might get to another Rock Tomb here, and we just barely do. 2 more wing attacks and we would have been toast, and we do force a shield, so that's really good. But he does have a bunch of extra stored energy, so this is a tough choice. We don't want to get hit by an Aerial Ace, so we decide to swap into Quag, and we are going to block this, and that's Ice Beam. So very good block by us, and we're going to over farm just a little bit of energy and pull the trigger on that Mantine. So we have even shields, and he brings in that Executor. So in this moment, I thought I was a goner, guys. We are going to fire off Stone Edge, and he doesn't block. So this is where I was like, okay, we have a chance. We're going to block the Seed Bomb, and right here, we are going to potentially force the last shield. And do we? We do. So we swap immediately into Venusaur, and he swaps into Quagsire, guys. So I don't know if you can call this luck or anything like that, but we both had the idea of switching, and it just so happened that our switch paid off, and that seed bomb does not do any damage, and we are able to finish off this Executor with the Frenzy Plant. Oh my god, in this moment I just felt like I just got saved. For some reason he swapped there, and probably he probably had the same thinking I had, like, oh, he's probably gonna switch into something that can farm me, but I actually swapped into something that would hurt. But at that HP I knew I could farm that Executor even with a Venusaur, because I had a feeling Quagsire would have been in the back of this game. So yeah, we take round number 4, guys, 2-1. So very, very close games, and appreciate the battles, E53, and very well played. So let's get into the final round of this Go Stadium Rising Star Tier tournament, guys. Final round coming up right now. Alrighty, guys, here we are in the final round of the Go Stadium Rising Star Tier Remote Rainbow Cup tournament. And in this round, we are going to be going up against our first challenger so far in this entire tournament, Hump Styles, and his name is pretty funny. He's a valid player, and he seems to know what he's doing, because that ranking definitely shows he's a top level player. Not saying the rivals aren't top level, they definitely gave me a run for my money, especially Smizmiach, who was a rival and he beat me, so very well played to him. But we're not facing Smizmiach again in this round. We're facing Hump Styles, and this is definitely to take this tournament 4-1. We have to beat Hump Styles. So you guys can see his team up on the screen. It's Fortress, Lantern, Venusaur, Charizard, Quagsire, and Executor. Lots of people choosing to run Executor, and that's just more food for my Fortress, guys. I'm loving it. People like to hate on Fortress because of its double weakness, and oh, it just takes too long to get the charge moves, but Fortress is a fortress, guys, in this cup. So we're going to lead with it, and we lead with it because we are expecting either an Executor or a Venusaur lead, and even if it's not those two, it does decent against Lantern, and obviously it can mirror the Fortress. So the only bad matchups would be Quagsire and Charizard, in my opinion. Then we got Quagsire in the middle to cover for that fire weakness that Fortress has, and then we have Mantine in the back to help out with either Venusaur or Executor. Also another Fortress, and also for Charizard. So let's get right into game number 1. So, like I said, leading Fortress, and he leads Quagsire. Oh, I just hate this. So many people like to lead Quagsire, but in my opinion, it's just so risky because it has that double weakness to grass. But this player is slightly different. He decides to go for the Stone Edge, and we're going to go for the Earthquake. So, you know, he's going to block that. And we are going to decide to block this. And it is another Stone Edge. So at this point, we think, oh, maybe it's Acid Spray. He decides to switch into Charizard. So very interesting choice there. He probably maybe thought I was a slow switcher, so he wanted to farm me. But yeah, it's a Fire Spin Charizard, so that's good for us. He's gonna let his Charizard go down there, so not the best choice there to swap into Charizard. Just he already had a positive matchup. I'm not sure why he swapped, but he switches into that Executor, and we predicted it. We thought he would come in with Executor, and he does. So right here we have plenty of options. We're just gonna go for that Mantine. Even though, whoa, voice cracked. I'm sorry, guys, that was bad. Even though Fortress would take less damage from that Seed Bomb, we knew Quagsire was in the back. So definitely Mantine, the safer option here to go for it, because we're gonna burn this final shield, and then we swap into our Fortress, which we knew had a Rock Tomb ready to go, and we finish it with a few quick moves there, and we take game number 1. So very GG's and well played to Hump Styles. Let's get into game number 2 to see if we can take this in 2-0. Alrighty, guys, here we are, game number 2 and round number 5 against Hump Styles. Whew, and right now, in the moment, we're nervous, guys. We are so nervous because we want to take this game in 2. Last time we went up, well, not last time, 2 times before when we went up in game number 1 against Smizmiach, he came back and beat us. So right now we're having like a nightmare internally in our head. We don't want that to happen again. So we want to take this series 2-0. But yeah, we're going to switch it up. We're going to lead Mantine here. Because we think he's going to potentially lead Charizard to catch a Fortress off guard. But let's see what happens. So, opening Mantine, and he opens a Lantern. So just, this is a worse matchup than before, guys. So we're going to switch into our Quag. And in this moment, we're like, wait, why isn't he switching? Like does he not have Venusaur? And we're going to actually shield that because we thought it would be a Hydro Pump. I'm a noob. I'm not used to facing a Charge Beam Lantern. But yeah, he's gonna shield that Stone Edge. So we're gonna go for the Earthquake here, and he decides to not shield. So great on us. But then the weirdest thing now is, you'll see what he brings in next. He brings in Quagsire. So I guess he didn't want to mirror my Quagsire. So he just let me take out his Lantern there, and clearly he doesn't have Venusaur. So I don't know if you should say we got lucky there, but yeah, he just doesn't have it. He just does not have Venusaur. I guess he wasn't expecting me to run Quag. So we are going to nearly take out his Quag, and you guys saw I tried to switch there to eat this Earthquake onto Mantine, but it just didn't end up working. But now we have a bunch of energy we can farm from Quag, and we're gonna decide to go in with our Fortress. And he has Charizard in the back, so this is, we know, guys, we know. This feeling is when we know the game's over, because this Water Pulse is going to KO this Charizard. And boom, we had a perfect read on his team pretty much. We knew he would have ran Charizard again. We were not expecting Lantern, but yeah. And that's it, guys. That's the end of this 5-round Go Stadium Remote Rainbow Cup tournament. We actually end the day off 4-1. Yeah, guys, that's it. We end off the day 4-1. As you can see here on the right is our total points. At this moment in time, the tournament is not yet done, but Smizmiach was actually the only person undefeated. But since we had that one person drop out, Smizmiach was undefeated, so he had to go up against somebody, and that somebody was Mike MF. As you can see there, he is 4th with 3 points. He actually took down Smizmiach to steal away Smizmiach's potential win in this first tournament, in this tournament lobby. So yeah, we're going to either 2-way tie for first place, me and Smiz, or the only other potential candidate for the 3-way tie is Wildcard's Phoenix. As you can see down there, he is the last player on the list with three total points. If he wins his next match, he will be also 4-1. So it's either a 2-way tie or a 3-way tie for first, depending on Wildcard's Phoenix's outcome. So yeah, we are happy with this, guys. Very strong showing. We thought that first loss early on in the tournament would have been it for us. We didn't think we would be able to make a comeback, but we won out after that. So yeah, we had a pretty dominant showing the rest of the way. We won a bunch of bad lead scenarios. We won a bunch of series where we were down in game 1. And that just shows that you guys should never lose hope, even if you're down. Even if you have terrible leads, the game is not over. There's ways to come back from that. And that's just a lesson I want you guys to take away from the video. So yeah, that's it. That finishes up our tournament. You know, we tied for first place. We are in a 2-way tie or 3-way tie, depending. And yeah, again, huge shout out to the Go Stadium guys. I'll leave their Discord server down below. An invite link, it expires after 24 hours. So just comment on this video if you would like a new invite, if that one expired. And yeah, GG's and well played to every one of these competitive players and very high ranked players. So hope you guys enjoyed this, my second Rainbow Cup tournament video of this month. There will be one more coming on this Sunday or this coming Monday, so be on the watch out for that. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and until the next video, guys, I'll talk to you all later. Please don't forget to drop that like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. And I hope you guys have a good one. Until then, peace out.